Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Cain. Cain's from Kansas City in the USA, but he lives in London. So let's see what Cain has to say. Enjoy the interview. Yes!
Hey,
Yes.
it's Cain, the one and only. Yeah.
Hello
You
Wayne,
doing
how are
well?
you?
Yes, I am good. It's a beautiful Saturday. We're starting to move into spring. The sun has been out
Yes.
3 days in a row. Oh
Ah.
man.
Absolutely, it's been good. We've been lucky for the last few days. It's been
Yes.
was rainy yesterday, but it was like overall was good.
Yeah, but it's quite funny. Even though it was raining, every time I looked outside, the sun peeked out.
Yes, yes.
That means it's coming, baby. It's coming.
I remember I went for a run yesterday morning, and when I left my place was literally like pulling down. After 5 minutes was sunny again. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes.
Wayne, should I call you Wayne?
Actually, call me Cain.
Cain.
Yes, because actually, Cain Wayne is my rap name from back in the 90s and 2000s.
I see. Okay, Cain. So let's so just before we start the game, Cain, tell me where are you from?
I am from Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri, USA. That's where I was born and raised.
Right. And now,
Yeah.
but now where are you living now?
Right now, I'm in Croydon in South London.
Amazing. And but so you grew up in London or back in
No,
America?
I grew up in Missouri, and then I moved to Denver in 1990. Stayed there for quite a while till 2004. I moved here January 1st, 2004 to London. Yeah.
Oh wow, amazing. And what do you do for a living?
Right now, what I do for a living is COVID lockdowning. That's quarantining. That's what I'm doing right now. But all last year, pretty much, I worked in construction. I'm a property consultant. So I do with things like moving people into brand new apartments. I do quality assurance and, a little clerk of works, things like that. So yeah, in the industry. But that's my day job. That's the one that makes the food. You know what I mean? I am also an actor, a voiceover artist, and a signed model. Yes.
Wow, you do a lot.
Well, I try to. Sometimes my ambition is larger than I am, but that's not going to stop me from trying.
Totally, absolutely, totally agree with you. I think we are in the same boat. I totally agree. That's for sure. Okay, Cain, just before we start the game, really in the Magic Box, I'm going to ask you, what do you miss the most about your hometown?
What I miss most about my hometown is the closeness of my family. They are all there. They are all still there. There's a feeling that comes from being in a city where most of your family is that really makes it feel like home. It's like no matter where you go, it's either a person there that you know or you have a memory that's attached to it. And that's probably the one thing, that and best friends, things like that. All people are pretty much either lost contact with or life has moved on. And that's what I miss the most. Yeah.
And what do you like the most about living in London?
It's going to sound very American and capitalistic, but the money. Oh my goodness, the money. And people get me all the time. They go, but you're American. You can make so much more money in America. But no, me personally, I found it different. I've found that in London, if you're willing to put in a little bit of work, it can go a long way. And my American go-get-it attitude actually just worked in London. It just works. Yeah.
Cool, very good. Okay, Ken, so welcome to William and the Magic Box.
Yes.
I've got here this lovely box. Random phone questions, okay? I'm just gonna play some music now, just for us to get a bit in the mood before the first question. Ready?
All right. No worries. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I hope you like it. Okay, Ken, ready for the
Yes.
first question? Let's do
Of
it.
course.
Right, easy one. What is your favorite kitchen smell?
That's a very good question. So if I'm going to be the morning when you smell a fresh brewed cup of coffee as soon as you wake up. And I gotta say, the reason why I say that, because even though I may have a different smell at home, if I'm ever traveling and going to hotels and doing different things, that's the one thing that it's a brand new morning. And usually when you smell that fresh ground coffee, you're up in the morning to do something wonderful that day. So yeah, that's a good, wonderful kitchen smell. Yes.
Very good, very good. Let's go for the second question.
Yes, second question.
Hey, Ken, just before the next question, tell me, what do you like the most of being an actor?
The most of being an actor. What I like most about acting is I can play a different character. Now, fair enough, I'm 6'5". Yeah, these long dreadlocks. To a lot of places, this is going to have a stereotype attached to it. And one thing I like about being an actor is I can take this image and make it look many different ways. I can make it look vulnerable. I can make it look scared. I can make it look family man. I can make this stereotypical image look in many different ways, some that you wouldn't expect. And that's what I like most about being an actor. I can be any character I want and make it believable.
Very good. Okay, next question is, what does success mean to you?
Oh, success. Success to me is when you are doing something every day that you love and you can't wait to do it again. That's success. Some people think success is money. Some people think success is all the women in the world and all these other things. But no, success is when you can live your life without being overburdened by a million of other ideas. That's
I
success.
totally agree. Totally agree with you. Totally agree. Okay, Kane, let's go for another question.
Yes.
All right, next
Yeah.
question for you. What would your theme song be if you had your own show?
That was my question for you. Oh, my theme song. Oh, if I had a theme song, it would have to be Shaft. Damn right. Yeah. Because I like to see myself as a bad mama jamma. That would be my theme song. It's probably playing in my head most of the time. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Another question for you, Kane.
Yes.
Love your moves. Love your
Yeah.
Before the next question, tell me, and in your opinion, what's the most challenging parts of living here in London?
In London, most challenging parts. I will keep it on the light. There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things. But I got to say, the one thing is how expensive things are. Yeah. So even though, like I said earlier, there's money here if you want it, but you have to be switched on to it in a certain point. And if you're the type of person that are just willing to take whatever comes along, I can easily see a process to where you'd be bummed out of London. Because if you're not hungry and you're not chasing it, there's definitely 10 other people that'll come and take it for you. And the prices just continue to go up. Nothing is going down, it's all going up. I've been very fortunate, but I can see a lot of people who are not as fortunate, who actually live here all their life and expected to be here. And sometimes I see that as very sad, very disparaging. And you don't always get a smiling face in London. sometimes you could be lost and ask a question, and then some people don't want to know you. They don't want to see. If you keep looking, you will find that person. But in general, London people don't like to talk to one another. You can say hello, you can say what's up, and it's like, I don't know you kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there's still a positive side to that as well. It's just one of those things. It's just that little pot of a place where if you're not sociable, you're not gonna get out of that bowl. You know what I mean?
That's for sure. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Next question.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us something that you have done that you feel very proud of yourself.
Ooh. You know, Will, I don't really calculate these things. When I'm proud, I do them for the act itself, so I don't really try to remember them. But okay, here's one. I've never told anybody this.
Ooh.
So one night I was coming home from Brighton. I was working there, and we had a work party after work, and I was on my way home. I got to East Croydon train station, and there was an elderly lady. She could have been in her 60s, maybe even early 70s, and she was crying her brains out. She had come up to Croydon to meet one of her friends, and she had lost her travel card, and she couldn't get back home. And she was doing whatever she could to try to find some money so she can buy another train ticket to get back down to Brighton. And I mean, as I come out the station, I see her approaching all these different people and talking, and no one, absolutely no one would help her. And the sad part is, like, my grandmother passed of dementia, and it did. It seems like this lady had a touch of dementia. And I was just like, wow, this is quite terrible. So I pulled her to the side, got more information, find out where she's trying to go. And I didn't feel like it was a scam, like some lady just trying to get some money. I literally went to the ticket machine, bought her a one-way ticket to Brighton, took her to the platform to make sure she can get on the train safely, and then got her at least to Brighton Station. I don't know what happened after that, but hopefully she was close enough to home she'd know how to get there. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
And to me, like I said, this is the first time I've ever even mentioned this to anybody, because I just do them because they need to be done, not to be remembered or.
Absolutely. Sure, but sometimes sometimes good to share. You know, sometimes good to share a note. You know, this kind of gesture. I think sometimes I'm sure people listen or seeing this in the future. This, you know, to say that they're gonna connect. So maybe they're gonna think twice before when someone comes up to them. You know, because I understand there are so many people nowadays using, you know, that platform to get money to, you know, from people, and sometimes you don't know if they are genuine or not. But I think it's a good example of saying that. I'm glad you said that, because sometimes I follow my intuition as well. Sometimes when I see someone, the other day I was going to work, and actually I was going to a Brixton station, and I saw so many people asking for money, and I saw this old gentleman ask for money, and I just went down the stairs, and for some reason it touched my heart. I felt like coming back, and I came back again. I was down the stairs, and no, I'm gonna go back. I just felt like, no, I'm gonna go back, and I just, you know. So I think it's when you feel it naturally, genuinely, why not? You know, why not?
That's right. If it speaks in the spirit, I think you need to move on it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You need to move on it, and like I said, if it's something that's in my spirit, I don't think there's a duty on it. Like I should do it, or what about that person? They could be taking advantage. If I was moved by that spirit, I'm supposed to be doing it for a completely different reason.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day as well, if someone, like, you know, even not needed, but at least you did your part. You did your part at least.
That's it.
It's not up to you anymore, you know. You already.
Right.
You put it in the universe. You put already your energy in the universe. It's done.
That's it.
Another question, Cain. Let's do
Perfect.
Okay. Next question for you is, who is your biggest idol, and what lesson did you learn from this person? The most memorable one.
Now, I was born Christian, So I don't really believe in idols, right? But it's quite funny, there is one. And I would say that idol would have to be Jesus because of the way he's portrayed. Even though I'm not supposed to believe in such idols, but the one thing that I've taken from all of his lessons is that we're we are on this earth for each other. Pretty much, we're on this earth for each other. It's not going to come to a time now where everybody, well, until after an apocalypse or something like that, humans are not going to be living tribally anymore. So the only way we're going to move together as humans is working together, brother and brother. That's it. That's my message. Yeah.
Good one.
Turn wine into water, walked on water. I mean, water into wine, walked on water, all that good stuff. None of that means nothing. He was trying to teach us that we all have the power and we need to work with each other. That's me. That's my idol and what I took. That's it.
Very good. Another question for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just before the next question, tell me a little bit about your voiceover career as well. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes. So, I would say in the beginning, this is my first one. I was 12 years old when I did my first public speech. And I got a standing ovation. It was talking about how the adults overlook the ideas of children. Yeah, I was only a young guy, and I actually wrote the speech myself.
Wow.
So after that, I understood quite quickly the way that I talk and I use my voice and the words that I use can make people stand up on their feet and clap for me. So I was like, I loved it. So then after that, I started working as a sound engineer, still 15 years old, quite young. Then I got into rap music. And boy, when I got into rap music and I understood that people actually wanted to hear my voice, I was like, oh, this is great. And then after that, I started talking to young ladies on the phone. And I noticed quite quickly after a certain time of night and a certain tone that I would speak with. Wow. Boy, it was over. It was over. I got any date or anything that I wanted. I was like, this is working. So then my rap career progressed and things like that. And I started a customer service manager in Colorado. And most of the customer service was over the phone. Sometimes I went to see the customer. And it was then, this was about 1998. Seems like every 5 people I would talk to on the phone, they was, oh, your voice is wonderful. Oh, it sounds like you're doing a commercial and things like that. I was like, maybe I should get into this. Maybe I should. And then when I moved here, this would have been about 2006. A young lady approached me to do a commercial for lurchers and greyhounds for a charity to do a voiceover for them. So I did. I went to the studio, did a couple of voiceovers for him, and the sound engineer, he himself was like, you mean you haven't been doing this for all the... No, I've never done voiceovers. This is my first one. He's like, you need to do it. Take my number, take this, take that. And then it's been on. So I went and did a master class. And actually right now, there is a commercial that's playing in England and Ireland for Kellogg's Rice Krispie Squares that I'm actually in at the moment. Yeah. So hey, that's the whole voiceover journey so far in a nutshell.
Very good.
Yeah,
very good.
I love it. I love it. Okay, and then not to mention the one thing that I love the most about it, the voiceovers. You would think it's doing the commercials and things like that, but it's actually the kids. I love reading stories to the kids. They love it when I play all the characters and things like that. So my youngest nephew, so anyone read him the book? Nah, it's not like Uncle Cain. Yeah? No, take the book, come over to Uncle Cain, you read it. Yes. And to
Amazing.
me, that's testament that you're doing something good. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Next question is, what's the biggest difference between you and your best friend?
The biggest difference between me and my best friend. Well, oh yes. With my best friend, he's the crazy one and I'm the passive one. That's the biggest differences. And I sometimes I even think that's why our relationship even works. Because he'll run off and do something crazy and I'll be in the back making sure it doesn't go too far. That's pretty much it. And it doesn't matter if it's a conversation, a party, fixing a car, it doesn't matter. He's the crazy one and I'm the one holding back making sure he doesn't go too far.
You are a good friend, that's for sure.
I try to be.
I'm sure he appreciates a lot, that's for sure.
Well, he's still around, so something must be good.
That's for sure. Let's get another question for you, Cain. Let's do it. Okay, Cain. Next question for you is, which bad habits you wish you could stop?
Smoking. That's a quick one. I smoke cigarettes and I don't like it. But it's a very hard habit to stop. And I've stopped 3 times over the last 10 years. But every time I go onto a building site, I've been working in construction for over 15 years. And I just have this thing. It doesn't matter what building site I go into London, I know somebody who works there. And before long, we've made a friendship and we're out having a break somewhere, and on a construction site, it's like you ain't even a construction worker if you don't smoke cigarettes. And it gets me every single time. I would have quit smoking for a good 3 months, 4 months, get a new job on a new building site, and poof, within 3 weeks, I'm smoking again. And I hate it. It's the peer pressure. You want to feel like one of the boys. Yeah, let's go have a smoke. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. But I just
one day maybe.
Yes, it will. It will one day because of this career, of this voice. Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't want to hurt my voice, so I have to be serious and think about it for real. Yeah.
Great, very good.
Good question.
See? Let's get another one.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, next question is, what is the best compliment have you ever received?
Ooh. The best compliment I've ever received? Very good question. I mean, I could just as easily be vain and just say all the times I've been told I'm so handsome. But that is so shallow to me. Okay, I can take this one back into construction. So I guess I have owned a business, but it's always been just for myself as a consultant. But one of the companies that I worked for, they had me as the operations director. So I had to run pretty much the whole thing. And when this business finally failed, all of the people that worked there at the time, they all pushed me to start up my own business so they could work for me.
Wow.
And that was quite touching to me because, I mean, I just look at myself, I'm just a manager, I'm just somebody who knows what I'm doing. I never really felt that I'm that leader type that people will just do whatever I say. And I was quite overwhelmed. There was about 7 to 8 people. And they were like, you can do this, no one else I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do this better than anyone else I've ever seen. Please, you start a business. We'll all come and work for you. It'll be the best company ever. And that was really touching. Really touching. Somebody actually believed I had the leadership skills and they wanted to follow me. And I wasn't even ready to believe. That's a compliment. Yeah.
That's for sure. Absolutely. I totally agree as well. It's a genuine compliment, that's for sure. When it comes from several people, that's for sure.
Yeah, yes, it is. So I like to work hard. That's it. I just like to work hard and do the best that I can do.
Great. Another question. Let's do it. Now. Okay, next question is, what do you think people need to know about each other before they get married?
Ooh, very, very good question. Very good question. I think that before you get married, you should know all of the disappointments and embarrassments of the other person. Now, hear me out. If you already know all the things that another person has done that has been either embarrassing or their shortcomings, everything that they've done, forget about the positives. You already know you like the positives. But if you can get past those negatives, one, you know that what they've done in the past and what they have for the potential in the future. And as long as you, in your mind, say, I can deal with those, oh yes, then you can manage that relationship. Me personally, when I started my relationship 21 years ago, I told that girl everything bad. I mean, absolutely everything. I tried to tell her the worst things I've ever done in my life to try to make her run away. And if she don't run away from that, she's never gonna leave, you know what I mean? And that's what I believe is most important. Yeah. Before you get married.
So you're still together?
Oh yeah. Like
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I told her everything bad and haven't done anything worse. So yeah, it's not,
very good. Very good.
No reason to go.
Does she like London, Cain?
Yes, but to be fair, that's why I'm in London. She was born in Croydon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's I see the connection now. Now I see the connection.
Yes. She came out to Denver in 2000. We got married in 2001. And by 2004, she said, I miss London. I want some fish and chips. I'm missing EastEnders. I'm missing EastEnders. And you know what? We was on the next plane back. And like I said, I loved it from there. My ambition put me in places I would have never expected. And I've been here ever since. In fact, I was in London when the Twin Towers fell in New York.
Oh, wow.
That was, I gotta say, that was my first time abroad.
Mm-hmm.
So first time having a passport, first time going through anybody's customs, first time having a visa.
Wow.
And I'm looking at the news and the Twin Towers is falling down. I thought the world was caving in. Boy, I was so green at that time. I didn't know what was going on. I was paranoid. I was looking around at everybody talking about, are they gonna kill me now? I'm the only American around here. They're gonna kill me. I was bugging.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it's interesting. For me, I left Brazil. I was in Brazil when it happened. I was in Brazil when I left. It happened in September. I left Brazil in March 2002, almost 6 months after when it happened. I left Brazil to Portugal. I was living in Portugal before moving to the UK. So yeah, I never forget that day. What a memorable day! My goodness, it's gonna be there forever.
But well, for us anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right, let's go for another question, Cain. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, what do you think are the best traits for a person to have?
Oh, the best strengths. Ooh, very good question. Now, personally, I would say, I don't think everyone needs to have the same strength. In fact, it's something I've been thinking about lately. I don't know if you have ever heard of the television show with Muppet characters called Fraggle Rock. I think it's one of the Jim Henson type puppet characters, Fraggle Rock. And in this program, they had this character called the Almighty Trash Heap. And they had one episode where the Almighty Trash Heap told all the Fraggles what they were going to do later in their life. The Almighty Trash Heap told them all what their jobs were. And I've always thought about that show from a little kid all the way up until now. And what that means to me is that it's finding a basic way to tell a child that every single person has their own strength and skill. It's not going to be like everybody else's. So even though we have 500,000 girls that want to be Beyonce, another 500,000 want to be Rihanna, some of the guys want to be Colin Kaepernick, some of the guys want to be Michael Jordan or whatever. No, we only need one Beyonce. You are you. Shine at what you are. The only skill that I think humans need to have collectively is acceptance.
Very good.
Because any other skill, it's only going to be yours. And the skill you have to give it to the world. That's why it's your skill. And that's why no one else have it. Because you're supposed to share that skill with everybody else. But we're not accepting right now in our society. And I have a comment I like to say all the time. Everybody who likes to stay in their secluded groups, you have no idea what you're missing out on from all these other people and the colorful things that they can bring.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And that's the world we live in. That's why trade routes go all around the world, because everybody wants something that comes from somebody else. So why, when it comes to actually speaking and talking and intellectually being with somebody else, you want to be closed off? It makes no sense. Acceptance is the only overall skill, because everyone has their own individual skill.
Absolutely. And you're totally right. I think if you focus in yourself, what you can, I think every human being will have a talent. Everyone will have a talent. And if you can share the talent, it's people's going to recognize, people going to see, and it's going to be unique because it's about yourself. That's what your talent comes from. I totally agree.
Right.
Very good answer.
Yes, thanks.
Cain, I have 3 questions left for you.
Ah, perfect.
Let's do it. Right, just before the next question, what's the most, let's say, beautiful lesson you learned from your wife?
Oh, from my wife. Oh, patience, and not to worry. So I would say, and this is probably the number one reason why I had to marry this young lady. When I first met her, I remember I lived a life to where it seems like I couldn't go 6 weeks without some major calamity happening in my life. And it would seem to consume me in my 20s, these negative things, or perceived to be negative things. They would just consume my entire being. The whole world would stop until I could sort that issue out. Then once it's done, take a deep breath, live again. 6 weeks later, poof, something else happens. And when I met her and we started this relationship, we're in the beginning, I started noticing, like, for example, a brick wall is about to fall. She's standing right next to it. And she just, eating her little ice cream and just goes for a little stroll and walk, and the brick wall falls and bam, it just misses her. And this happens again and again in many different types of situations. She pays no attention. Yeah, there's something bad, but it never touches her because she doesn't focus on it. And I started thinking to myself, is this how life works? Is this why I'm always stressed out? Because I'm worried about this thing. I'm worried about the brick wall that's going to fall. I'm worried about this. But nothing was ever going to happen. So I've spent all this time, all this energy worrying about something that wasn't going to affect me in the first place. And boy, by the time I picked that up, it's quite funny. In about 2010, I started to realize, oh, it hasn't been 6 weeks. it's been a whole 10 years. Nothing has happened in my life. I was like, wow. That's the one thing that lady has taught me, patience and to stop worrying.
Very good. Very good one. Next question for you is, if you could change something in yourself, what that would be and why?
Very deep question and revealing, I must admit, Will, very revealing. But the one thing I would change myself, I would say, is my confidence level. Now, even though I seem like I'm coming through all nice and open and full of all this confidence, there is another bit way back in the back of my mind that I'm always stuck to. Even though I have all this confidence, and I believe, yes, I believe I have this confidence, in the back of my mind, I'm still wondering, you don't like me, do you? That's the one thing I would like to change. Even though I go into the world with all of this love and compassion and confidence, I still don't believe no one really likes me, I still don't believe I'm that shining star that I would want to be. But I'm trying to change it. I'm trying.
You get there. It's a work in progress. I'm sure at least when you know it's halfway of the journey already done. When you know it, when you accept it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. 2 questions left.
Uh-oh.
Love your moves.
Thanks, man. Love yours too.
Thank you. Next question is, which is one thing you can't live without?
Something I cannot live without. Intimacy.
Fair enough.
Look. Hey, I thought we was being truthful. I'm not trying to come up with no, that I gotta say. I love the touch of a woman. What can I say? I love it. I can't.
Very good. I love your honesty. That's what it's about. I love it.
I really like that a lot. I can go without food, you know what I mean? I can go without food for a little while.
I love it.
Yes.
Okay, let's do the last question now. Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, let's get the last question for you.
The last question.
Good question. The last question is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, which age would you choose and why?
Between late 30 and early 40. So somewhere between 38 and 42. That's where I would like to stay for the rest of my life.
Why?
The reason is, when I was a child, I was always looking. When I was a 20-year-old, I was understanding. When I was a 30-year-old, I was trying. When I was going into my 40s, I knew. Yeah? Now, what that really means to me is by the time I got 40, physically, I was as strong as whatever. Yeah? The appearance was done. It's only downhill now after this. Well, even though I say downhill, it's not downhill. Now it's moving into a new section. Yeah? And then 38 to 40 is where I understood the world around me to where no matter what it was I wanted to achieve, I knew how to do it. So I mean, in my 40s, I got to know. And I'll tell you, it's special. Getting into the 50s may be nice too, it may be, but getting into those 40s, oh my gosh, I could not be stopped. Look. As a matter of fact, this is my favorite coffee cup. It's my favorite coffee cup.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm telling you, that's exactly how it's been. When I went from the 30s into the 40s, I'd already been around the block a couple of times. I've seen things, I've had conversations, I've seen how relationships pan out. You can't trick me no more. Nah, you can't trick me. I know how it's supposed to look. I know how it's supposed to smell. You can't, no, you can't pull the wool over, and I'm still strong enough to do something about it. Yes.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, Ken, it's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the quick thinking game. So I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word related to this one, okay?
One word.
Yes.
Good.
Let's start with politics.
Trust.
Love.
Reciprocal.
Money.
Abundance.
Family.
Life.
Sex.
Fun.
How about life?
Life. Journey.
Religion.
Cult.
Okay. How about fear?
Unnecessary.
Friendship.
Bonding.
Regrets.
Destruction.
Desire.
Scary.
Yeah. And I would say danger as well sometimes.
Yes.
How about success?
Chance.
Happiness.
Alternating.
Okay. Wish.
Stars.
Okay. And if I say London, one word.
Oh man, London in one word. Socialism.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last one now, United States of America.
Beast. And I mean, yeah, one word. That's it. One word.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely wife and I'm going to ask her, define Cain in one positive word only and one negative word only. What do you think should define yourself?
The positive one is going to be strong. Definitely strong. The negative one, maybe overbearing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Only because I told you, sometimes I focus on things I shouldn't be focusing on, and when I see it, I tend to get very mouthy. And I told you about the words and that voice, and I know how to push people's buttons with it, and yeah. But I'm not mean, though. I'm not mean. I just like to talk a lot of trash.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Cain, let's play now Cain in the magic box. And you can ask me a question, okay? Okay, Cain, you can ask me a question now.
Yes. Now, my question to you, Mr. Will, is actually, I had a couple. I'll go with the big one. So, if money and power was no option, or was no problem for you, what would you do to change the world?
I think what I would do is, if I had the superpower to open people's minds to be approachable, understanding, I think the world would be a better place. I think if people would just literally, sometimes if you see someone different, if you see someone that's like behave or doing something happy that you don't agree or you don't, let's say you don't understand, but if you respect, I think the world would be a better place if people could, if I have the power of the touch, of touching people's minds and just like, okay, from now on, you're going to be understanding, approachable. I think the world would be a better place. I would say that.
Yes.
Good?
Very good answer. Very good.
Something simple, but I think people would, if people would be more approachable and understanding, I think the world would be a better place.
Yeah, and it would be,
Hey, did you have a good time?
Yes. Oh, I had a great time, and you did. You gave me some wonderful questions for thought. Yes.
Thanks for the magic box.
Yes, the magic. Thank you to the magic box for all the wonderful questions. You did me good. Yes.
Very good, Cain. I'm very glad. I'm very happy that you accepted the invitation to do the show. Thank you so much for being kind and sweet as well. Thanks for sharing this beautiful energy you have. My God, I could be here another hour with you. I'm sure I'll learn a lot. Just being,
yes.
You come across, and I'm sure you are such a open-minded person as well, and you are very approachable, as I can see for sure. And thanks for sharing your experience in life, your opinions as well. I think I'm glad that you accepted and we were able to do this interaction. But just before you go, I'd like you to share a positive quote, a positive message, something that inspires you in life.
Yes, something that can help. It doesn't matter who you are, even what age you are. It's just something especially that I've learned right here in these two industries, construction and in the acting realm, that I know goes a long way. And is this, it always works for me. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
And I tell you something now, you know what's interesting saying that? I read somewhere once, or I saw somewhere, it says, if you arrive 15 minutes earlier, you're already late. Yes. Because those 15 minutes, I'm sure something's gonna happen, you need to get ready for work and everything. And when I learned that, I was like, oh my God, that's so interesting. So if you arrive 15 minutes earlier, you're already late.
Yes.
Totally agree, that's for sure.
And people pay attention to you.
That's for sure, that's for sure.
Don't see you as that negative. The first time, he's late. The first time they met you, they already got a negative. Nah, started in the positive. I want to go, is he here yet? Or they're doing something else. They're rushing. I got to see him in 5 minutes. And the receptionist call and go, Mr. McGee is here. Oh, he's already here. I'm already doing it. I'm already here, baby. Yeah.
Cain, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks for being so kind and sweet.
Yes, thanks for having me. I had a wonderful time.
Thanks very much.
Keep doing what you're doing. I like your videos. Yeah,
thank
I like
you.
them.
Thank you.
Before you go, one more thing. What is the message that you're trying to get out with your videos? I really want to know. What are you doing this for?
Sure, I can tell you. I think this project came in such a genuine way, in a such like, I never forget the time. I remember the first lockdown, I went for a run in the park, and this idea just popped to my head. I'm never gonna forget that. But the message is, Cain, I believe that people out there, people around the world, they are so, how can I say, interesting. People, they are so interesting. And the whole aim of the show for people to connect with each other. That's the whole aim of the show. For sure, people in the future watch this interview, they're gonna connect with you. I'm sure they're gonna go like, oh my God, I went through the same situation as did in the past. I believe what he point of views. So it's just about people to connect with each other and to share the experience in life as well. That's, I think, what makes interesting life. People sharing their experience. I think we have so much to share, and sometimes people, they're gonna connect with you somehow. They're gonna feel happy, like just listen to your memories in life and your point of views as well. And the whole aim of the show is they're not right or wrong answer, just different point of views. That's the whole aim of the show. That's what matters.
That's perfect. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Have a great day. Have a nice weekend. All the best. All regards for your wife as well and for your family. All the best for you, okay?
Thank you. You too. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show, and I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.